into the microphone here. I was running around asking people close to me about kisses in movies.
Mwah.
And all the kisses they gave me were like, okay, all right. Like, you want to talk about a Titanic kiss? Fine. If that floats your boat and tickles your pickle, you got it.
Did you watch the whole scene?
I don't need
Watch the whole scene.
I watch those types of things. I don't need to.
It's not the kiss. It's the build-up.
Whatever.
It's the do you trust me?
So
I trust you.
I've got good kisses over here.
I've got great kisses. I've got electric kisses.
I'm telling you right now, just looking at my list, 1, 2, 3. I think on my list, I don't know if I'll get them all. I think I got 6 of the top 15 movie kisses all time on my list.
I think I have 1.
I'm real confident in my movie
I think
kiss
I have
game.
10 of the top 15.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? You might
Yeah.
have 10 of the most popular, but that doesn't mean they're good. That Titanic kiss is
Well,
popular.
my issue is
That
I
doesn't
like
make
some
it
of
good.
these old kisses, which I'm not going to include, but there's some like, they kissed well in those old black and white movies.
Casablanca.
From Here to Eternity, they're like rolling around on the beach. I'm like, oh! Burt Lancaster. Crazy.
Why'd you say it like that?
Because it moved me.
What was the song?
Was the song.
Do you remember what the song was?
No, I'm thinking about the Titanic kiss.
Oh, whatever.
Oh, it's Maggie Rogers, That's Where I Am. It's a nice little song. It's going nowhere. I love Maggie Rogers.
You
Put me in a good
forget
mood.
about that kiss.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Notebook.
That's fine.
Spider-Man.
Don't want to tip my hand. Don't want to tip my hand. Don't want to tip it. Boy, that Spider-Man kiss is special.
See, I gotta be strategic with you because you're gonna leave me some gimmies.
I think we'll have interest in 3, and then after that, you can have them. Right? If I walk away from this draft,
Yeah.
with these 3 over here, I feel like I'm good. I'm good. Even if I don't get all 3, if I get 2 of the 3, I'm good.
Okay.
This is a draft where draft order will absolutely matter.
Yes.
It has to matter.
Yes.
In this draft.
Oof. What's up, everybody? It is Thursday, October 30th. It is going to be a good day. Jessica Benson with you from the Grind City Media Studios in Memphis, Tennessee. CJ Hurt behind the glass coming up on today's show. Second call jaw moment of the season in 5 games for the Grizzlies. They get the win in Phoenix. We'll have the highlights, the reaction. Teresa Walker will join us in the second segment. We'll get her thoughts on the Grizz so far. Week 9 in the NFL. Some big college football stories, too. It's a draft day, and we are drafting best movie kisses of all time. Cinematic smooches. We're doing that because we have a special Theater Thursday guest. CJ and I both saw The Notebook, the musical, at the Orpheum, and Sharon Catherine Brown, who plays Allie in The Notebook, will be here in studio. She has a fascinating career. She's been on Broadway, she's been in movies, she's been on TV shows. We'll chat with her. It is a Thursday. You know what we say. Hi, Mom. Whoop. I like that celebration. I do.
191 Collabs, presented by Pinnacle Financial Partners, brings Grizz Nation hyper-local Grizz gear from Memphis designers. The next drop is the Top Notch collection from proud Memphian Brandon Hobbs and his clothing brand M-Town Merch. The homage to Memphis culture, classic sportswear, and elevated street style is only available at the Grizzlies Den on Friday, November 7th when the Grizzlies host the Dallas Mavericks. Get your tickets today at grizzlies.com/tickets or visit the FedEx Forum box office.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details. Grizz Nation gets set for tip-off 1 hour before every Grizzlies home game with the warm-up show. Get the latest news, notes, and analysis live from courtside at FedEx Forum.
Who's going to be the tougher team that rebounds and prevents second-chance opportunities?
Join me, Lang Whitaker, along with Michael Wallace, Jessica Benson, and other personalities from Grind City Media, Memphis, and around the NBA. 1 hour before every home game, live at Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app.
The countdown to the 2025-2026 Grizzlies season is on, and our 10-game packs are the ticket to your ultimate fan experience. Whether you want to see the big names or just cheer on your team on the weekend, you can save money on a ticket pack that fits you. Choose from 4 different pack varieties or stack multiple packs to make sure you don't miss any marquee matchup or electric atmosphere this season. Visit Grizzlies.com packs to get your ticket pack today.
Jeff Dunham, Artificial Intelligence, his all-new tour.
Just a ham. You're the other white meat. Wednesday, how can you be so smart on one hand and so stupid on the other?
Well, you're half of it.
I realize I could have avoided all this years ago with one simple word. I do not. Silence!
Don't miss a Memphis. Friday, April 10th, FedEx Forum. Tickets on sale Monday, September 29th at jeffdunham.com.
Feels great to feel the sunshine. Gotta own a day like it's all mine. Just got paid in his own time. Been working hard, I've been on the grind. I deserve this feeling, having my way. I've been on this healing. This is my day. The sun's out, let's have a little fun now. I wanna let it all out. That's what it's all about. Cause I deserve this feeling, having my way. I deserve this healing. This is my day.
Grind City Media presents The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt. Live from the Grind City Media Studios on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday morning. We all stayed up late watching Grizzlies Suns. It was close to midnight Central Time, but Ja Morant made sure the Grizzlies didn't turn into a pumpkin. Let's hit the highlights from last night. Grizzlies Suns, in the words of Anthony Edwards. Do we have them? I was like, why did all the screens just go black in the studio?
Jacob, all the screens went black, dog. What
Everything
is
just
going
went
on?
black.
Are we good?
No, we're like the Grizzlies last night until Ja Morant saved the day.
Is he going to have to come in
Can
and
Ja
save us?
come plug something in? Because that's the way this thing works. Are we going to try it again?
Give him some time.
We're giving Jacob some time.
Give him some time. But we can
Spoiler
talk.
alert.
We can talk about the game if you want
Spoiler
to.
alert.
Game kisses.
Hey, Jacob, you let me know.
Let us know. Give us a thumbs up.
Game kisses. Game 1, Ja Morant kiss off the glass for the win over the Pelicans, since we're drafting kisses later in today's show.
Oh, what
no,
a good
it
kiss.
is. It is
Well,
wild that the Grizzlies have played 5 games.
Now you've opened my eyes to a different type of kiss.
A kiss off the glass?
Because Air Bud had a pretty sweet kiss off the
Oh,
glass.
Air Bud did have a good kiss off the glass for the win. That's pretty good. That could be included. Let me call 12 and see. That's what the house rules say. Call 12 and he can fix everything, because that is the theme of the early season for the Memphis Grizzlies. And no big surprise. We will get to the highlights, I promise. Fingers crossed. Knock on wood. We'll get to it. But the Grizzlies beat the Suns last night, 114-113. CJ, what if I told you the Grizzlies now 3-2 this season? Math is hard. 3-2 this season. The teams they've beaten are a combined 1 of 12. But that is called beating the teams you are supposed to beat.
I don't know if there's any team this team is supposed to beat. I'm going to be 100% honest with you.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. They're down how many dudes? How many contributors are the Grizzlies down? So I'm not going to give horses in the mouth. I'm not going to sit here and look at records of teams they've beaten them in like, oh, you're supposed to win that. We just spent 2-3 weeks leading up to this season talking about how depleted this roster was from a front court standpoint and from a playmaking standpoint.
Yes.
Right? So there's not a team in this league they're supposed to beat. I'm glad they went out there and beat those teams.
Agree. I'm also not going to sit here and say you should feel good after that win last night. A win is 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 a win. And as you try to stack up wins, when we look at the first 5 games of the season.
We're talking about different things here.
You're not saying you ought to feel good.
But
you're just saying it.
You're glad they won.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes. I spent a lot of time on Google last night watching that game, trying to remind myself the story of Colin Gillespie and Oso Ighodaro and Ryan Dunn, who is not related to Chris Dunn, and they love their Hornet centers right now in Phoenix with Mark Williams and Nick Richards. But I just could not get over the fact that the Grizzlies almost lost to a team whose second best player last night in the year of 2025 was Royce O'Neal. Because they don't have Jalen Green, they don't have Dylan Brooks. Devin Booker was awesome. I watched the second half of this game this morning. I went to sleep at halftime. Devin Booker was like 1-9 at half. And I thought, that's probably not going to last. And the Grizzlies were down, and that didn't feel really good. But still, when you looked up and down that Suns roster, even with the Grizzlies' injuries that they're facing to start the year, you thought this is a team that they should beat. Just like the Pacers, down a million gajillion bodies. We're a team that this iteration of the Grizzlies should still be able to beat. And the 2 most important players are available for the Grizzlies and have been available for all 5 games, and those are Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr. And Ja Morant has stepped up and taken care of his part of the bargain, and they are able to rest on Ja. Sometimes it goes overlooked of just how clutch Ja Morant is. Ja Morant is one of the most clutch players in the NBA, and I think those of us in Memphis would like to argue harder that he is the clutchest player in the NBA. I saw the stat shared after the game last night. Excuse me. That since 2019, Ja Morant has scored 8 go-ahead shots in the final 10 seconds of a game. He's shooting 50% in those situations. That's crazy.
The only person with more clutch shots in that situation, or game winners, I think is what the stat was, is Jason Tatum, and he's shooting like 25, 28.
27%.
There we go. I knew it was somewhere in the 20s.
1 more than Ja made, but he's shooting 27%. Ja Morant's shooting 50%. Like, the call Ja thing can get overdone, but it's just factual. Like, it happens time and time again. And I hear it in my ear that Jacob says, we have the highlights. So let's just go on and get to them a little bit late. Grizzlies Suns, in the words of Anthony Edwards, who is 12? It's always Ja Morant. Duh, no one else. Fadeaway threes in the Grizz, the lead in the first. Back down 5 in the second. Cam Spencer to Jaren Jackson Jr. for the slam. Grizzlies trailed by 4 at the break. Ja to KCP, the flippity-flip with the chip and the dip. It is good. The threes will continue until morale improves. This time, Santi Aldama at the corner tray. Grizz bench with 42 points in this one. How about quarterback Cam? The nice feed to Aldama. Santi with 7 of his 14 in the third quarter. Grizzlies would go up 3 going into the final frame. Devin Booker, real monster in the second half with 29 of his 32 points, but nothing right there thanks to Cedric Coward. Defense turns to offense. Grizzlies capping off a 7-0 run to go up 7. Tomorrow's Halloween, but it's always scary hours for Ja Morant. Grizz back up 7. Killer Cam, the killer crossover, the killer 3. He had 6 points, 6 assists off the bench. Grizzlies as a team shot 56% from 3 in that fourth quarter, make it a 4-point play for Jalen Wells. Tight game down the stretch. Santi steal, Ja on the break, Cedric Coward on the oop. That's Cedric Coward, not a regular rookie, but a cool rookie. Cool and calm rookie in the moment as he buries a straightaway 3. Big moment for Ced. Grizzlies would find themselves down 1, 15 seconds. That's a big old rebound for Coward. And you know the drill. Call him, beep him if you want to reach him, because he's going to make it look easy. Call 12, call your mom. Ja Morant game winner. Grizzlies win 114 to 113. And there you saw it with your own eyes. Ja Morant, clutchest player in the league. Saves the day for the truly saved the day for the Grizzlies. They came so close to losing this one down the stretch. The Jaren turnover late was brutal. The moment with Mark Williams, just not particularly inspiring. We're going to learn a lot about this team over the next week, right? Because bottom line is, you beat a pretty bad Suns team right now. The Suns 1-4. The good news, the Suns are bad and the Orlando Magic are bad. So from a look-ahead standpoint of next year's draft, things are trending in the right direction, with it being the wrong direction for both of those teams. But for the Grizzlies, they're still an unknown. I mean, I guess for me, it's not so much as an unknown as a please let Zach Edey get back as soon as possible from a rebounding standpoint, from how perhaps he can allow Jaren to situate himself in a place where he looks more comfortable, was able to be more assertive. Getting Ty Jerome back would be huge.
What do you mean more assertive for Jaren?
That's a great question.
Okay.
All
right.
More assertive. I found myself frustrated of the floating around the three-point line last night, frustrated on the lack of intensity. The turnover was bad. It was just a bad moment at the end of the game, but it kind of felt like it embodied just a lack of being that guy from Jaren Jackson Jr. You need your two best players to be your two best players every night.
Was he not the second best player? Who was the second best player last night?
I don't think it's a crystal clear answer, but I would say collectively the Grizzlies bench.
Okay.
And Cedric Howard was good down there. He had his rookie moments. It's not a perfect game from Cedric Howard, but from a learning how to make big plays in big moments in real time perspective, it was huge for Cedric Howard. Like, he looks comfortable. He closes the game. And how many times have we said it's not necessarily how you start, it's how you finish in a game? And the fact that there's the trust there already in Cedric Howard. He had the real baptism of having to defend Devin Booker. He had the one nice block. But he's going to get better. And making that three and being able to rely on him to make that three was big. I think it's just a matter of time before he probably moves into the starting lineup for the Grizzlies, but he was good. Santi had his best game of the season off the bench for the Grizzlies last night. You even got really good minutes from Cam Spencer, but I'm just left wanting more from Jaren at this point in the season.
Yeah, the floating around the three-point line on offense, I thought he had decided he was done doing that last year, where last year he was making more of a concerted effort to get into the paint. Now, some of that might have been the paint was open because like Ja's not out there. And so somebody's got to get in there. It's like, okay, let me do that. So maybe that's what's going on. They still don't know quite how to space themselves with both Ja and Jaren on the court so that Jaren can get downhill. But I'm with you. At a certain point, he's got to stop taking the top of the key threes and start shot faking, putting the ball on the floor and going to the rim under control. Hadn't had the foul issue, but he also hasn't been attacking the basket, getting downhill the past couple of games. So that's something I can understand the frustrations with. But he's still 18, 3 steals, a block. Like, he's 6 rebounds, 7 rebounds.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's going back
just
to
what
Santi, 10 rebounds for Santi last
10
night.
rebounds for Santi. Santi had that moment where stood up to Grayson Allen, which, all right, that's not the one we asked you to stand up to, but fine. And after that, the toughness comes not in the jawing back and forth, but in after that moment, mentally, what do you do? And after that moment, like right after that moment, a big backdoor cut for a dunk, if I remember correctly, a three-pointer he hit as well, and Santi seemed to be in control of his game after that point going forward. And so that's the type of stuff we ask from the Grizzlies when that type of adversity hits you. It's easy to do against a one in whatever the hell they are, Phoenix Suns team. You need to do it against the good teams as well. So yeah, Santi had a good game. Cedric Howard again had a good game, but this all rests on Ja and to some extent Jaren, who did enough last night. So I'm not gonna be on Jaren's head about it, but it's Ja, man. As long as he's on the roster and available, he gives you an opportunity because he gets good looks at the rim and he gets other people good looks at the rim. He's getting them good looks at the rim because of his playmaking and his assist capabilities, and because the defense has to pay him so much attention that it creates open opportunities for other players on the court. As long as you got that, you give yourself a shot against bad teams, man. Now, against good teams, you'll need more. But against bad teams, you'll be all right. Somebody in the chat did point out also that while their wins are against teams who are combined 1 and whatever, their losses are to two teams, 9 and 2 on the season.
And again, we talked about it yesterday, but the Heat going and just blowing the absolute brakes off of Charlotte. They've now done it to 2 teams where they've just crushed the souls of their opponents. With the Grizzlies, massive loss where they gave up 146, and then they scored 144, the Heat did, against the Hornets the other night. Obviously, the Warriors came off of the win over the Grizzlies and handled the Clippers and held them to under 80 points the next night. So, yes, your losses have been to good teams. Your wins have been over bad teams. We'll get a little bit more of a collection ahead. I will say that game against the Dallas Mavericks, did you see what happened to Anthony Davis last night? it took me forever to find actual video of it, but apparently he was playing with Achilles soreness, and you should probably not play with Achilles soreness. That's just, baseline. Does your Achilles hurt tonight? Maybe you shouldn't play basketball. But he played, and he left that game injured, and we don't have an update on that accord. The funniest moment of last night, as I referenced in my highlights, which was from a different game, the Lakers-Timberwolves game. The Lakers are without Luka and LeBron, but they get a win over the Timberwolves, who are without Anthony Edwards, and Jake LaRavia went off. Jake LaRavia had his first big game in purple and gold. He had 27 points. He was 10 of 11 from the field, 5 of 6 from 3. And at one point, somebody let's play the video because there's audio with it, and it's very funny. So this was from last night's Lakers-Timberwolves game. Take a listen. Who is number 12? It's Jake LaRavia. It's John Morant. It's Jake LaRavia. 2 big number 12s coming up for their teams last night. The Jake LaRavia Revenge Tour comes to FedEx Forum on Friday for Halloween night. The Lakers looked good last night, good enough last night. Big game from Jake. They had the massive 50-pointer from Austin Reeves the other night, and he had another 28-point, 16-assist game yesterday. And then you get teams like the Pistons, who have a lot of size, which will be interesting to see how the Grizzlies deal with that the following Monday. You get the Rockets on Wednesday, who have been off to a shaky-ish start. Mavs on Friday, and then the Oklahoma City Thunder the following Sunday. So it can come real quick for the Grizzlies, and we might have a better idea of what this team is.
Yeah, absolutely we'll have a better idea, but as of now, going into the season, my mentality on what they hasn't changed at all, and I don't expect it to change at any point in time in this season. John Morant has, let me check and make sure I get this right, from Real Sports on Twitter. John Morant has the most 25-5 games in Grizzlies history. He has 66 of those games. The next 3 players combined have 55, right? So, we know John Morant is special. We know what he can do. That just adds some different sort of context to it. But as long as he's out there, he's great scorer, great facilitator of the offense, great playmaker for himself, great playmaker for others, and a great closer. Mm-hmm. Long as that is out there, man, you got a shot. You just need somebody to step up at some point in time in the game and give you a bit of something. If it's Cam Spencer, fine. If it's a moment with Santi or Coward or Jalen Wells or Landale, whomever it is, just give you something to get you close enough to the end of the game where John Morant has been so effective. 10 points coming in the fourth quarter, 10 or 12 points coming in the fourth quarter last night, right? Like that man comes alive when it matters the most, after dragging you to the point to where the game is still within reach. So long as you got that, you give yourself a chance. I'm not going to say you'll be fine. Not going to say you'll be good, but you give yourself a chance. Now, if you can get Sharon to up his game a little bit more, I think you'll be in a much better place. But again, 12 and what's Jaren's number now? 8? 8. As long as you got those 2.
Magic 8 ball.
As long as you got those 2, give yourself a shot, man.
All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, Teresa Walker will join us. We'll get her early season takes on the Grizzlies. Catch up going into NFL Week 9. The injuries keep mounting for the struggling, sad Tennessee Titans. And I want to get her take on the Louisiana governor's comments about the hiring of the next LSU head football coach. We'll talk all of that with Teresa after a quick break.
Grizzlies fans, dunks, dimes, and no-looks are great on TV, but nothing compares to catching them IRL. And that starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight in person. From seeing your favorite Grizzlies stars up close to hearing the squeak of the sneakers on the hardwood. Put that jersey collection to use and get tickets at Ticketmaster. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside, Memphis.
You ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for? That boy is mine.
Grizz Nation, don't foul out on dinner plans. Hit Sticks Express in downtown Memphis instead. Fresh hibachi, steak, shrimp, sushi tacos, and yes, our legendary sake slushy to keep things cool. Order online with code STIX901, STIX901, and knock 10% off your tab. It's the perfect pick and roll for game night. Sticks Express, fast, fresh, always a slam dunk. And hey, come see us at our Collierville location too.
Watching the Grizzlies is easy with FanDuel Sports Network. If you have cable or satellite, you're all set. Find us on your channel lineup. You can also use your TV provider login to watch games on the FanDuel Sports Network app. No cable or satellite? Subscribe directly to FanDuel Sports Network online. You can also watch on Prime Video by adding a FanDuel Sports Network subscription. Not sure where to start? Visit FanDuelSportsNetwork.com to learn more.
Calling all collectors! Topps NBA basketball trading cards are back. It's available in the Grizzlies Den by Fanatics and online at Topps.com. Rip into bold color parallels, electric inserts, relics, and autographed cards from today's biggest stars and the next-gen talent. Look out for rookie cards of Cooper Flagg and Dylan Harper, plus Grizzlies favorites John Morant, Jalen Wells, and so many more. You don't want to miss this drop. Grab your set before it's gone.
Nate Bargatze.
Look, I say a lot of dumb stuff. I try to keep it in front of large groups. Seems to go better that way.
Big Dumb Eyes World Tour.
When you say something dumb one-on-one, it's a lot for that person. I'll say it, then I can just feel that they feel the weight of my life on their shoulders.
Tickets and info at NateBargatze.com. Don't miss the Big Dumb Eyes World Tour. Nate Bargatze.
Welcome back. It is Thursday. That means it's time to catch up with one of our favorites, Teresa Walker. She joins us every Thursday from Nashville. She joins us now. Teresa, how you doing?
I am good. I'm just, it's almost November. Titan season is effectively done. The trade deadline is Tuesday, and we're waiting to see how many more they send out the door because they've already sent two of the cornerbacks that they counted on in the season opener. And the Monday trade of Roger McCreary, I mean, it had been rumored a lot, but it's like, you still have to finish the season. You still need bodies to help you finish the season. What are we doing here? And we talked with Chiga Kwankwo yesterday. Guys, he's the last draft pick that was taken between 2020 and 2022. There were 23 draft picks over those 3 years, and he's the last man standing in that locker room and trying to focus on the task at hand, and said, yes, I'd like to finish my career here. And so let's just stay tuned and see how many more deals they do. And ironically, it's the bye week next week. So, depending on how many they send out the door, they got time to adapt.
So what's going on with Jeffery Simmons then? If it's wholesale now, he's the most valuable thing you have, isn't he? Like, what are you waiting on to move him?
Well, but CJ, that's the thing. There's that point of diminishing returns. He's a guy in his prime. You've got him under contract for the next couple years. And, draft picks don't help you. At a certain point, it's like falling down a mountain. You got to throw an axe in the wall and stop the slide. Jeffery Simmons is that hammer into the ice, stopping you and giving you something to build around. Him and Cam Ward. The national reports are those are the two untouchables on this roster. You can't just send everybody, all right, you just get out of here. I'm starting over. You can't do that when you need 53 men on a roster. I mean, right now, one of the guys that they brought in on Tuesday from the Green Bay practice squad, he's like, I'm trying to learn names. He could be on the field Sunday, and he's trying to learn the names of the guys in the DB room.
Don't need them to know names. Can you just get out there and run the play to your best ability? We're going to be bad. It's not on you. You'll find put some good stuff on tape, and I can move Jeffery Simmons for like a first or third, right? Like I can move up off of him for some picks, Teresa, and it's for
a first and a third.
For a franchise that has struggled mightily. You just laid it out there. finding, identifying, and developing rookie talent to keep them on the roster, you need just a handful of picks. You need as many picks as humanly possible so you can just throw darts at the board and hope one of them hit. Because there's something going on in Nashville as it pertains to developing rookies that just is not working right now for the Titans.
Changeover. I mean, it's been constant changeover. We're on our third GM since the start of the 22 season. We're on our, second head coach. Third, if you count Mike McCoy as an interim, and then we'll have our third official head coach sometime in January. So that's part of the problem. And CJ, I'll just say this. I mean, did you look at where they're standing? They're going to be picking really, really high next April, and it'll give them a chance to trade down because they think they have a quarterback in Cam Ward. Trade down, you'll get more picks. You know, John Robinson's masterstroke draft was 2016, his first, when he traded the number 1 overall pick and got that was a draft that was just loaded. Got Taylor, no, it wasn't Taylor Law. I'm sorry. It's like, whoa, but talk about the Wayback Machine. But that was a draft where they got literally Derrick Henry with the 3rd pick in the 2nd round, a future Hall of Famer, Kevin Byard, an All-Pro who is leading the league in interceptions this season with the Bears at the start of the 3rd round. So it's like you're going to be positioned early in those rounds to take talented players, and they can amass more picks. But again, you still have to have some guys to build around. You can't have a complete, and yes, they're going to have the most cap space next year, but we saw what a big spending spree did last year. You can spend your money, you can spend it badly. Look at L'Jarius Sneed back on IR. I need to double check. Has he even had an interception in a Titans jersey? I don't think so. So, and I'm probably wrong on that, but that's the thing. You have to have some guys to build around. I mean, when the Grizzlies made their trade this summer, they didn't send, with Bane, Ja, and Sharon. They kept those two to build around. Easier to do on a basketball roster, but my point, that makes my point even more for an NFL roster. You have to have 22 starting guys to have a chance, and those two are the guys you build around. Maybe you trade Jeffery Simmons 27 off season, but right now you need him because not only is he on the field, CJ, he's also leading on the practice field and in the locker room, the kind of voice they desperately need.
Pushing back on that the comparison, if the Titans were where the Grizzlies are in their respective leagues, I can see what you're saying here. But the Grizzlies were a playoff team last season. The Titans hadn't been a playoff team in quite some time. And not only have they not been a playoff team, they've been bad for 3 years.
2021. I mean, I know it feels
22,
like
23, 24. Teresa, that's 3 seasons. Throw this one in there. That's 4 seasons of bad football. They're not close to a postseason type roster. So why not give up that guy in Simmons and get something so that you can fully reset and try and get more picks and give yourself a better shot at finding some type of talent?
Jack, are you interested in some magic beans? I mean, you're talking about trading a player in the hand for what you could get in the draft. And that's my point. Look at how this franchise has absolutely whiffed 3 straight first-round picks. They absolutely whiffed. We have 1 draft to measure Mike Berganzi on. It's looking promising, but guess what? They got nobody else. That's why they're playing so many rookies. Chimere Dike is leading the league in all-purpose yards. This guy is doing something that the league hadn't seen since Darren Sproles with the Saints back over 10, 13 years ago. I mean, this kid has got 1,294 all-purpose yards. He had just had a career game in receiving. So it's like they've got some pieces looking good, but 1 draft. Let's tap the brakes a little bit. And yes, it's been a slow slide, and now they are at the bottom of the canyon, and Wile E. Coyote is taking pity on them. So that's where we're at right now. It's ugly, but you got to keep somebody.
I hear you, Teresa, because like you said, the consistency issues with the team, there has to be one steadying force. There has to be one legitimate, proven, good player, and the locker room component of it too. Because otherwise, it's just everybody running around like chickens with their heads cut off.
It's going to be a completely new locker room anyways next year.
Have one person
right?
who comes back and steadies things. Teresa, saddest words you've ever said on the show. It's almost November and the Titans season is already over. The Grizzlies season is just getting started. 5 games in. As you've been able to monitor the beginning of the season for the Grizzlies so far, what has stood out to you?
Well, think about it. Last Monday, for who's on the injury report as questionable? Ja with an ankle. So was Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. They played. So needing Ja and Sharon to be available with so many guys still out. And that's maybe the one hope, November. Is Zach Edey closer to coming back? So hold the fort. Keep yourself in spitting distance, so to speak. Win the games you can, pull out what you can, and that's what matters. Pile up as many wins as you can get your hands on. Let these young. We're not loving everything we're seeing out of Cedric Howard. Javon Small probably getting more minutes than you'd like him to be getting this early, but the fact of the matter is, you're seeing some leadership, I think, from Sharon. A week ago we're talking about why. Sharon, he fouled out, and the coach is like, well, I'm trying to get him to understand and play through it. And it seems, we'll see how quickly that message takes effect, but they're being on the court, finishing games, those things matter, because at some point help is coming. They're coming once they start getting healthier, and that Pippen's going to be back January. But Zach Edey is probably at the top of that list coming back. That and Ty Jerome are the two pieces that will help you most quickly. And where the reason they went out and got this Charles Bassey. It's been a week.
Yes.
The reason they got him is because Zach Edey is not here. So once he's back, if it's probably going to take him a while. But let's not forget how Zach Edey played in April. He was a double-double machine, and that gives you immediate relief on the boards, and then allows Jaren Jackson Jr. to be who Tuamas Iasala wants him to be. So just hold, serve. Don't just hold your serve. Keep winning the games you can. And I know that Austin Reeves has been on fire lately, but tomorrow night is a game where there's no Luka, there's no LeBron. You need to go win that game.
And it's an NBA Cup game. We get the NBA Cup court and NBA Cup level stakes. And the Grizzlies have a winnable game ahead of them. No, I'm with you, Teresa. And I think truly, because obviously, Cedric Howard's the shiny new thing for this team, which is exciting. Anytime you're 5 games into a year and you can have genuine optimism that your rookie is one of the best rookies in the league this season and could ultimately move the timeline and the needle for your team maybe sooner than expected, that's always a good thing. I watched Suns fans melting down on my timeline last night asking, where is Malawach? Why does everybody else get to at least experience their rookie? And meanwhile, Malawach is just DNPing on the bench and they don't get an opportunity to get some excitement there. So that's a plus, but you nailed it. The most important thing from the first 5 games is that Ja and Sharon played all 5 games. I don't think, if you had polled 10 people going into the season and said, do you think Ja and Sharon will have both played all 5 of the Grizzlies' first games? I don't care if there weren't facts behind it, just tonally, I bet 9 out of 10 would have said no. And then you would have had one contrarian who would be like, I think they can do it. But we're just not used to seeing that in the last couple of years. So that's a massively important thing there. I have to ask you about the college football happenings, because I am constantly reminded that college football is the craziest sport on earth from a on-the-field standpoint and an always off-the-field standpoint. Yesterday, we had the governor of Louisiana, Jeff Landry, weighing in on the LSU football coaching hire, and he was asked if Scott Woodward, who's the LSU athletic director, will ultimately make the next hire for LSU. And I don't know why we're asking the governor these questions, but alas, it's a state school.
It's Louisiana.
It's Louisiana is a more appropriate way to put it. And in the words of Jeff Landry, quote, no, I can tell you right now, Scott Woodward is not selecting the next head coach. I'd let Donald Trump select it before I let him do it. Teresa, did you ever think we'd get to a point where a governor is saying that he'd rather have the president of the United States make a coaching hire rather than the athletic director who's in charge of that position?
Have we forgotten how the last coaching search went, where they fired Coach O and brought in Brian Kelly? This is Louisiana. The governor and the board, these people always get involved in the big moves in Louisiana, because LSU is the state school and their identity is wrapped around it. And governors in Louisiana like to meddle. they like to say, I'm the governor, we're going to do it this way. I mean, when he tweeted on Saturday, this is a bad time to raise ticket prices. I mean, you just immediately knew it's like, okay, he's clearing his throat. He's getting ready to say something. And then by the next night, Brian Kelly's gone. So if I'm Scott Woodward, the AD, I am preparing my resume. I'm looking at my contract, having my attorneys check my buyout. Because you've just been kneecapped by the governor of Louisiana. What are you doing as AD if you're not hiring the next football coach? I'm looking for a new job, but let's not forget, this is the same AD who did the ridiculous buyout for Jimbo Fisher, $77 million, and then this one for Brian Kelly. I'm sorry, for all this talk about, well, they're represented by the same agents, and it's like, no, quit approving these contracts with these ridiculous buyouts.
I think that's the issue. The issue isn't that, all right, the coaches you've hired hadn't worked out. It's that they hadn't worked out. You've had to let them go. And in letting them go, we've had to pay two people, because of you, $120 million to not be here combined? Right? Like that is frustrating. That is enraging. We're a state paying, in part, this dude's salary to not work, and his salary isn't $40,000 or $50,000 or $100,000 or $250,000. It's not $1 million. The rest of his salary is $50-something million to not be here in the great state of Louisiana, right? Like, that is the frustrating part. And for my Louisiana people, for my LSU family, I feel bad for you guys genuinely.
Stone, with an all-timer in the chat, said this country needs a division of football and state. We must get back to the division of football and state. Teresa, what's your favorite coaching search of all time? Because this one's starting to heat up into a place where I think I will long remember it.
If you don't have yours on mine, I got one.
Well, I'm sorry, but nothing will surpass for absolute dumpster fire gloriousness 2017 when John Curry was, talking to, he was out on the West Coast talking to Mike Leach. Mike Leach might have been in Knoxville, except he comes home and Philip Fulmer suddenly is taking his job. And I've got some guy named Jeremy Pruitt, and boy, did that work out for Tennessee. Philip Fulmer is kind of shoved out the door with a retirement and $1 million, retirement bonus. Jeremy Pruitt is fired with 9 other people, and starting an NCAA investigation. So, let's put it this way: that was such a dumpster fire that I had sources calling me and talking to me about that search. I did not cover Tennessee back then. So it's like the fact that it reached me, that's how bright and hot the fire was burning in 2017.
That was the search where they bullied Tennessee out of hiring Greg Schiano, right?
Yes. Schiano Sunday is what started it all off. And I was doing NFL that day, and I'm just watching my Twitter feed, and it's like, whoo, baby, I was getting ready for a news conference, an announcement of a news conference, and then suddenly it's like, whoo, that's where the fire started burning, baby.
That is the all-timer from a personal side, but also because it was great. When USC tarmacked Lane Kiffin, left him on the tarmac after the Arizona State loss, and then proceeded, because I was a student at the time, student journalist, we were going to hire Jack Del Rio. Like, the coaching options during that time, it was like Bobby Petrino, Jack Del Rio. Would Urban Meyer be interested in coming to USC? And it ultimately leads with Steve Sarkisian, which then leads to another debauchery of USC, because I know Sark has, I'm very proud.
School of Rehabilitation.
Yes, he went to the Nick Saban School of Rehabilitation, and it suited him well. But we went from tarmac and Kiffin, hiring Sark having himself a night at a USC fundraiser and telling the boosters, fight the F on, leaving, and then people were like, I think he has a problem. I think we have a problem and need to figure this out. What's yours, CJ?
Oh, there are a couple in the HBCU realm from just the past 2 or 3 years alone. They hired Ed Reed at Bethune-Cookman, and Ed Reed got on IG Live or Facebook Live, went live on them. It was like, yo, there's trash all over this campus, and all of these buildings is abandoned, without fully understanding what had transpired at Bethune-Cookman because of a hurricane a couple of months earlier. Immediately fired, and that restarted. Raymond Woody's down there doing a pretty good job right now. So that one stands out. But Michigan, after moving on from Lloyd Carr, the fact that their athletic director was like, all right, cool, we got to find a football coach. Bet. I'm going to go on vacation for a couple of weeks. I'll holler at you guys when I get back. So they could have got Les Miles at the time, which would have been a great coach. They could have gotten a couple of other great coaches who would have been available. But Michigan had no contact with any of these coaches because the AD was just gone. Now, I do believe he was the one in charge of Domino's when Domino's was bad. And so he did that. And then I look up and Rich Rodriguez is out here with a bunch of running backs who are about Jessica's size getting battered and beaten and knocked around, and Michigan football plummets from that point forward.
Yeah.
That's one near and dear to me.
CJ, please tell me that AD did not last long, because, I mean, when you're an AD and you have an opening, that is your job. You sit around with a ready list for every position you might need to replace, and when that job becomes open, it's literally only your job to go find the new guy.
He didn't make it through Rich Rod. I'm fairly certain he didn't make it through Rich Rod, and somebody wrote a book about it. And the whole thought process was because he's Michigan grad, Michigan alum. You guys don't know pretension like Big Ten pretension, right? Like, they are some of the most pretentious asses in the country. I see why people don't like that conference. My team is in that conference, and I can't stand any of them. But he was like, "Oh, we're Michigan. Who's not going to want to come here? We can make that offer whenever we want to, and everybody's going to be willing to leave their school to come here and coach for us."
He was just ahead of the game, because now it's the same attitude at Florida, LSU. Now it's just the SEC side of things.
Well, they're not pretentious. And they're doing
more.
They're doing a coaching search now.
Yes.
Now. They forced Lloyd Carr out after Lloyd Carr and them beat the hell out of Florida in the one of those bowl games in the state of Florida. I ain't forgotten. Ran through Tim Tebow and them dudes. And then they were like, okay, I guess we can start looking now, but not right now, because I got vacation to go on.
It's now.
Yeah, nothing about signing day, the actual clock of the football calendar. Talk about tone deaf.
Teresa, thanks as always for joining us. Enjoy your Friday, Saturday off. We'll catch up with you next week.
Thank you. Watching lots of football.
Can't wait. That was Teresa Walker. You can always find her at the Associated Press. We are drafting best kisses
I've waited
in cinematic history. I've been waiting all morning for this.
I didn't know this. Did not know this. I think I was put on this earth for this moment right here.
I can't wait for you to tell the people why. Drafting best cinematic kisses after a quiz break. A quiz break. A quick break. Yeah, sorry.
You ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for? The boy is mine.
Let's go, Grizz! Let's go! Oh, John Moran just broke the rim with that finish. Defense, take that ball! Defense, take that ball! So on Sharon with a rejection. Give me that! Moran digs at it, knocks it away. Picked up by Pippen.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Just walking through FedEx Forum, what's that been like for you?
To be back here knowing that this is going to help St. Jude, it's going to recognize Fred Smith.
Yeah.
Come on now, what he did as an individual. It's going to highlight the city and that what this great place is. There's not many cities like Memphis.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Watching the Grizzlies is easy with FanDuel Sports Network. If you have cable or satellite, you're all set. Find us on your channel lineup. You can also use your TV provider login to watch games on the FanDuel Sports Network app. No cable or satellite? Subscribe directly to FanDuel Sports Network online. You can also watch on Prime Video by adding a FanDuel Sports Network subscription. Not sure where to start? Visit FanDuelSportsNetwork.com to learn more.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing compares to catching your Grizzlies IRL. And that all starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight. Put that jersey collection to use for the next game and get Grizzlies tickets at Ticketmaster. Whether they're here at FedEx Forum or on the road, Ticketmaster's got your back when it comes to scoring tickets. And there's no better brag than saying you saw it live.
It is Thursday, it is draft day, and we are drafting the best kisses in movie history. Mwah! Big ol' smooches, cinematic smooches as we call them. Do we have a duck race? Do we have a AI slop race? Do we have a whatever race?
I hope we have like a kissy face race. Yeah, but it would make sense for the duck race, wouldn't it? And don't we say duck lips? Isn't that the kissy thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, stop doing
Every
that.
MySpace profile
Oh, my
picture I had.
goodness.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, why are we on
Yes,
there?
yes, Jacob, go. Go, Jacob.
What am I?
You're an alien, and I'm one of the, what are they, the Reese's monkeys from Mississippi that's running around here? Go, monkey. Monkey, I need that first pick.
Indeed. Oh, this is a...
Yes.
Oh, dang it.
Yes.
I felt like the first pick was really important in this draft.
It's important because I think everybody has one of, if not all three, on their like list of kisses. I'm fine taking either one of the three that I'm thinking of taking right here. And I got to go. I got to get that saliva kiss from Cruel Intentions, dog. I got to get it. I got to have it.
That's insane.
I got to go with that kiss.
I thought I was going to be able to get that with the 5th pick in this draft.
I don't know why the hell you thought that. I was a young lad.
And your eyes were open.
Oh my God.
Wow, that's
I don't remember.
What a bad first pick.
I don't remember. Oh, you're outside of your rabbit.
It's a great pick. It certainly belongs.
I don't know.
Certainly belongs.
What the hell happened? No, and put saliva in there, Jake. Can we put
don't
saliva?
Put saliva. Put Cruel Intentions.
There are a lot of kisses in these movies.
We all know it's Selma Blair and Sarah Michelle Gellar. If you put the kiss from Cruel Intentions, you know what it is.
Oh boy.
It's at the, what was it called? The Delta Phi Pi Heaven party or whatever.
No clue.
Heaven Rush event.
It's daytime. They're in a park. There's a blanket down. And one of them is like, yo, I've never kissed a guy or never been kissed or something like that. She's like, oh, well, we could just practice.
What a
it's like,
wild
oh,
kiss.
okay. All right. And they kissed, and God bless that cameraman. Cause he got the saliva part. Like that, the saliva makes that kiss so important.
My whole draft.
Oh my goodness, that's a good damn kiss right there.
This is insane.
What's insane? Like, that's a good kiss.
Yeah, it is.
Like, and if you've seen that movie and you've seen that moment and you're of a certain age, when you see that, you're like, oh, yeah. Now, I got to start kissing. If you can do that, and it made me feel like this, and my lips weren't on anybody. I know Dr. Umar rolling over in his grave, but, dog, you just got to forgive me, man. That's a good kiss.
All right. There's only one that I think you could take from my very clear top 3 kisses in cinematic history. And you're an odd one, so I don't think you're gonna take 2 of them for sure. So I'm gonna play the.
You're risking it.
You're risking it.
I
know I'm risking it. But this is the one that I think you could take. I love kisses in the rain, but I love an upside down kiss in the rain even more.
Kiss
Give
is so
me
important.
2002, Tobey Maguire, Kirsten Dunst, Spider-Man, Peter Parker, and MJ. The upside down rain kiss. It is cinematic. It's a great kiss.
It's because it hits all of the tropes, and it has the added pizzazz of being upside down. In the rain kiss, yep. The hero saving the chick kiss, yep. Nerdy guy, unattractive guy, kissing the hot chick,
yes.
Yep. And then you add into the fact they're that Spider-Man's upside down.
So many kisses in movies. As a person watching them, you're like, this could happen to me someday. But that one, you're not. Because, like, what man is hanging upside down waiting to kiss you in the rain? None. Because Spider-Man's not coming down from the sky.
You never done an upside down kiss?
Of course, everyone
tried it. Because of this movie.
But it's not as sexy in real life
as
it is in this movie.
No, it's not. It's something weird about top lip, bottom lip. Like, I don't like it, but every now and then. So we couldn't put upside down kiss, slap kiss. Okay, that's fine. I am going to take this because I remember riding in the van, and it was on. We've talked about this movie, and it was on the DVD player, and they had the TV headrest on the way to play lacrosse. 8th grade, they threw Wild Things up in that joint, and it was like, oh my goodness, you can kiss with 3 people. Shout out Matt Dillon, Denise Richards, and Campbell. Like, give me that. The triple kiss, Wild Things. And give it to me. Let's get it going. What a great kiss.
This is turning
in the
into
pool?
Such a boy versus girl draft trope. That's fine. Perfect.
That's Jessica.
Give me a...
That's not on your list?
I mean... Okay. Long list, but not on my short list.
I thought that would be on everybody's list. We can't pit triple kiss because there are a lot of kisses in that movie.
Triple kiss.
We don't have to pit triple kiss. Go ahead. You got it.
Give me. I waited for you for 7 years. I wrote you 365 letters. I wrote you every day for a year. I wasn't over for me, and it still isn't over. It's The Notebook. It's been back in my brain. I hadn't rewatched that Notebook kiss in a long time, but I watched the whole scene. They take the little rowboat. It's raining. It's beautiful. They're having a good time. They have the big peak moment where she confronts him for not having written to her. And he's like, I wrote you every day. Every day. Find a man who will write you every day for 365 years.
We don't make those. We don't. Days.
Years.
365
What
years
are we,
is
Edward
wild.
Cullen? I'm not taking Twilight on this list. It's such a hot, passionate kiss. And we talked about it yesterday when they did it at the MTV Movie Awards, Rachel McAdams and Ryan Gosling. It was almost even better than the movie. It's an iconic kiss. Beautiful. Thank you.
Listen, I understand why you took that because of the moment. And
Duh.
But if it didn't hit me in that way.
Fine.
But a respectable kiss.
Go back and watch it. I think it might hit you differently as an adult.
I watched it. I didn't watch it as a kid. I watched it as an adult. Ain't a whole lot of change from 27-year-old CJ and 38, 39-year-old CJ.
I've been making fun of The Notebook for like 15 years, and it's now hit me smack back in the face.
Okay.
Of how romantic it is.
All right. As the most correct person on these airways, as the most right person, as the furthest right person on these airways, some would say. I got girl on girl and Cruel Intentions. It's time for some guy on guy action. You go 90, she comes 10. Hitch. When those two dudes kiss on that porch as Albert is he's nervous about kissing the super hot chick. Hitch is like, don't worry, let's practice the kiss. We practice everything. We're going to practice the kiss. Come 90, let me see the passion in your eyes, Albert. Let me see it. I don't see it. Let me see it. I don't see it. Let me see it. Mwah. Albert kisses him with the passion. That moment is so damn funny in that movie. Albert, my mouth was open. You overzealous son of a, and then they just cut to it. Great kiss right there.
It's a funny pick.
Give it to me.
But I'm just getting gifts on gifts.
Hey,
I don't even have to compete.
Go ahead.
Give me the Titanic kiss. Rose and Jack. The instrument scene set. In case you forgot, because I haven't watched that in full in a while, and I watched the 3-minute clip this morning. Instrumental, My Heart Will Go On. Jack's like, give me your hand. Close your eyes. Don't peek. Do you trust me? She's like, I trust you. And then they're looking out at the horizon and the sea in front of them as they're perched on the front of the Titanic, and you know what's going to happen. It's going to be bad. But in that moment, their love is infinite. It's growing. It's there. And then they kiss. It's beautiful. It really is a sweet moment. Even if you're a Titanic hater, that is a beautiful moment in film. The music is
right.
there. The views are there. The acting is there.
I will
Take your
go.
next pick.
I will go. Best, my all-time favorite kiss. I had to get those kisses in there because, like, I was afraid you'd take them. My all-time favorite kiss. And this exercise reminded me that this is my favorite kiss. When Shrek kisses Fiona and she stays an ogre. Give me the Shrek and Fiona kiss, man. Incredible moment. Like, I'm not beautiful. You're beautiful to me. Oh, my goodness, Shrek. Spitting gang to the ogre. Give it to me.
I had 2 cartoon kisses on my list. That was one of them. But I will happily take the Lady and the Tramp spaghetti kiss. Iconic.
Good kiss.
1 piece of spaghetti, 2 dogs, boom, 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 mwah, kissing in the middle. Bella Notte is playing in the background. This is the night. What a beautiful night. It's beautiful.
Good
The
kiss.
Lady, the Tramp.
Great kiss.
A doggy kiss.
That's a sneaky good kiss.
Thank you. I thought so.
All right. Give me, for my last kiss, give me Love and Basketball.
No!
Wait, because it's a bunch of different kisses. It's a bunch of different
Sorry,
kisses.
that was a really aggressive
It was
response.
really aggressive.
But I really was surprised that can be.
I want the kid kiss
Me
though.
too.
Okay, well, sorry. Go ahead and react.
The sweetest kiss.
So sweet.
It's
so
so
you got
sweet.
you got Kid Monica, Kid Quincy after like beefing with one another on the basketball court because Monica's whooping Quincy's ass. They decide they're gonna be cool now. Monica's got bandages on her cheek. They're walking around doing something. I can't remember where they're going or where they're coming from. I think they're going home. They got their bikes and they're walking around. And finally Quincy just goes, "Hey, you want to be my girlfriend?" They're like 10, 11 years old. She's like, "Yeah, sure." What does that mean though? Like, I don't know. Well, what do we do?
Yeah.
I think we just kiss. She's like, "Okay, for how long?" 5 seconds. And so they kiss like children. And somebody is counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What a wholesome, beautiful moment. Great kiss. Loving basketball when they were kids. Give it to me.
And then he's like, "You have to ride, now that you're my girlfriend, you have to ride on my bike."
Yep.
She's like, "No, I don't." He's like, "Yeah, my mom always rides in the front seat with my dad." And she's like, "No." And then they're fighting on the ground.
Yeah. Like that's just
great
a
pick.
wonderful kiss.
All right. Well, that's okay.
Is it?
I've got a great backup for my 5th pick. Give me one of the most like beautiful scenes and sexy scenes in cinematic history. Give me Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore doing the pottery in Ghost with Unchained melody in the background.
I had that on my list. If something happened and I wasn't able to get one of these, that was my like next pick.
I wanted to work
What a
a
great
pottery
kiss.
wheel just because I wanted an opportunity.
Still want to. I hope I'm a ghost so I can come back and help somebody work
Me
a
too.
pottery wheel, man. Like that
You
moment
and
is
me
Patrick
both.
Swayze?
R.I.P.
He died?
Yeah. A while ago.
Do you think he's making pottery?
Probably in the sky with Whoopi. But I mean, Whoopi's still
Whoopi's
alive.
still
But in the movie version Whoopi. When we were saying that we were going to see The Notebook, the musical, which is a good transition, Chris was like, "Is that the one where the guy dies with Whoopi Goldberg?" And I was like, "No." Wrong. That's Ghost. Notebook the musical is at the Orpheum here in Memphis this week, and I am so excited for this next guest. Sharon Catherine Brown, she plays one of the versions of Allie in the Notebook the musical here in Memphis. She has a crazy career. She's been on Broadway a handful of times. She toured, she took a hiatus from acting, but she is back in Memphis for the first time performing since 1996. She's been in movies, she's been in TV shows, she grew up in Hollywood. We'll get into all of that with Sharon after a quick break.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Jeff Dunham, Artificial Intelligence, his all-new tour.
You're the other white meat. LJ, how can you be so smart on one hand and so stupid on the other?
Well, you're half of it.
I realize I could have avoided all this years ago with one simple word. I do. not. Silence!
Don't miss a Memphis. Friday, April 10th, FedEx Forum. Tickets on sale Monday, September 29th at jefftudham.com.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
Who's got the best trash talkers collegiately? Did anybody ever make you laugh?
Tennessee fans, they always like, yo, Zach Edey, bro. Like, they won't smoke because you cooked them.
No,
they don't. They don't. They think you foul all the time.
Yeah,
That's what they would say. Yeah.
40. That happened.
Was it 40 and 20? 40 and 20, man.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Nate Bargatze.
Look, I say a lot of dumb stuff. I try to keep it in front of large groups. Seems to go better that way.
Big Dumb Eyes World Tour.
When you say something dumb one-on-one, it's a lot for that person. I'll say it, then I can just feel that they feel the weight of my life on their shoulders.
Tickets and info at NateBargatze.com. Don't miss the Big Dumb Eyes World Tour. Nate Bargatze.
Welcome back. A very special edition of Theater Thursday this morning. The Notebook, the musical, is playing at the Orpheum this week here in Memphis, and Sharon Catherine Brown plays one of the versions of Allie here in The Notebook, and she's joining us in studio. Sharon, thank you so much for being here this morning.
It's a good day to be a Grizzly fan, and it's a good day to come.
Look at that. It is a good day to be a Grizzly fan, and it's a fun week in Memphis. CJ and I both had the chance to see the show on Tuesday, and I've had one. Loved it.
Okay.
I cried like a baby.
Okay.
And that's what I wanted to ask, because people were sobbing around me. Can you hear the people crying as you're performing?
I play older Allie, and the story of The Notebook, it's her notebook that she is writing all of her memories down before she loses her memory. And so I'm very, very focused in that. There have been a couple of occasions where I've heard it, but I really have to drown that out so that I stay in my story and not, because it's heartbreaking to hear someone else.
It is, and you deliver such an incredible performance that leads to people crying their eyes out, and it's such a sad but sweet story about time and love and relationships, and so many people are familiar with the movie, but now that it's been made into a musical, it's cool to see it through a different lens. This is your first time back in Memphis since you toured here in 1996?
26 years ago.
Okay, Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah, it was Jekyll and Hyde at the Orpheum Theater. I just want to say, I love Memphis so much. I love Memphis. I have a deep love for this city, and I love the Orpheum Theater. I have nothing but incredible memories here. So coming back, and also my face, you know, you do murals when you're in theater and you go to different theaters across the country. When you're on tour, you have murals in some of the theaters. So my big old Jekyll and Hyde face is right outside my dressing room.
That's so cool.
It's crazy that I signed it. And also on Tuesday, I was the honorary duck master.
At the Peabody.
At the Peabody. This has been a very eventful week. Priscilla Presley was our guest last night. Got to meet her and take pictures with her. She loved The Notebook. She was very gracious and sweet and just wonderful.
You've had a total Memphis week already. Is there anything in the city that you feel like is a must-do while you're here?
Well, this hasn't happened, but I think if you have an Elvis sighting, then you've pretty much done it all. I haven't had that yet, but it could happen. I'm open to it. I think that this is definitely a place where you have to be here like 2 to 3 weeks. Yeah. You have so much from the moment you step off the plane. You're in the middle of history everywhere, and there really is music in the streets. There really is. This is such an incredible place.
Yeah.
You can tell that I love it so much, and yeah, it's wonderful to be back. And the other thing I want to say is, sorry, I keep cutting you off.
Oh, no, you're good.
I love being in a city, and there's not a lot of them, where every single person says good morning to you and hello. Just the fact of a person passing another person, you don't have to know each other. Just the humanity here is amazing.
I love that you love Memphis, and as someone who's now lived here for close to 10 years, agree. It almost throws you off originally. Like, why is everyone saying hi? Like, sometimes you're just walking by, and you're like, oh. But then it warms on you.
Oh,
You're like, I wish everyone did this everywhere.
Yeah, but it's like being in a city where everyone was raised well, because my parents taught me that, and I taught that to my son. And when my son was about 7 or 8, he said, Mama, I do say good morning to people as I pass them, and they don't say good morning back. And I said, they're not used to that. Mm-hmm. I said, you keep doing that, and you will actually teach them. You will warm their hearts, and they'll say good morning to someone else. Yeah.
Speaking of your parents, you grew up in the industry. Mm-hmm. Your dad was on Good Times.
Yes,
your mom was
Bookman
in the
on Good
industry as
Times.
well.
Yeah.
How did that help shape your desire to ultimately pursue this career?
I think I have to pull them, actually. I started at 3.5 in this industry with baby modeling, and then I made my Broadway debut at 5. But it was friends of my parents that said, can't you see she's a different, because she is basically came out of the womb begging you to be in this business. So it's all I've ever wanted. I am extremely fortunate that my parents, it's not just my parents, I'm a double Broadway legacy baby, because both of my parents are former Broadway performers, as well as my maternal grandmother.
Oh, wow.
My mother, when she was a little girl, was in, if it's not the first all-black Broadway show, it was one of the first in the 40s, with my grandmother. She was a little girl. My grandmother was one of the chorus girls in the show, Memphis Bound. So theater.
Memphis Bound? Look, we're back.
Oh my God.
You were always meant to enjoy your time in Memphis. That's so cool.
Believe it or not, that
you hadn't made the connection.
I hadn't made the connection.
I love that. I love that.
Oh my gosh. Okay, thank you for that. That's crazy. But yeah, I love theater so much. It's really a privilege and a blessing to have had a life in the theater. I hope I'm answering the question. My parents, it's the family business, but also my mom and my dad are my Noah and Allie. They were together for over 65 years.
Wow.
And my dad passed recently. My mother turns 91 in April.
Awesome.
And that's what I knew first. So show business is what we do, and we get the privilege to do it. But I was raised by two incredible human beings that put humanity first. And my mother always says to me, remember, you give a performance, you don't take it.
I love that.
What a bar. So did you ever get to kick it on the set at Good Times? Like your dad is bookman, he's at work, and I know when I was a kid, sometimes I would go to work with my dad or go to work with my mom. Were you ever around the set at all?
Yeah, yes, but in the weirdest thing that happens in our industry sometimes, I was also on Good Times. I played the girl in the wheelchair that was talking to Michael on the seat. Oh my God. Nancy Colton.
Okay.
But not with my dad.
Oh, how funny.
We weren't on at the same time.
Wow.
And I was like, are you kidding me that I'm finally doing this show, but my dad is on another episode, so another part of the episode, so we didn't get to actually work together. But yeah, I mean, all those, I grew up with Janet Jackson because she would also come to see my shows, and Kim Fields. She would come to see me in shows, and my dad was also directed by Kim's mother. You know, it's very, our industry is a small world for sure. Yeah.
I was reading one of the many just articles about you, and just a casual drop of like, and she grew up around Cicely Tyson, and I was like, oh my God.
And and Miles Davis and Sidney Poitier, those. I grew up in an environment that you could make a movie of, and I'm glad that I only know the significance of it now because they were just people.
Yeah.
They were just my parents' friends that would come over to the house. I didn't know that Miles Davis was Miles Davis until I was an adult. I was like, oh, yeah, he was.
It's my
he was over
parents'
that
friend's
house.
Miles.
Was there a moment that let you know, like, oh no, it's not common to have Sidney Poitier, Miles Davis, Cicely Tyson. Like, this isn't common to have these types of people come
No, but
through?
it was common for it was our normal, and we were artists. It was an artist community. It wasn't a wasn't that. We were artists, and so that's what it was. It was a very artistic, creative, wonderful childhood. I always tell people we were encouraged to sing at the table.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, I mean, we were a musical that my dad would start singing or my mom would start singing, and then all of a sudden we were all because I.
So you're living my dream. Great.
Did y'all have a favorite song? Like, do you have a favorite?
It could be anything.
Anything.
No, it could be anything. It could be any genre. It could whatever it is that triggered it, and so there was never any of this. Don't sing at the table or don't laugh at it. We like. I remember meeting a friend of mine saying, I always thought musicals were weird because nobody just breaks out into song. He said, until I met your family. he said, I didn't realize that could really happen.
You're like, I never knew any different. I thought real life was musicals too. That was the life.
It's true.
You've been in so many shows.
Yes.
And you've played some iconic characters along the way. Do you have an all-time favorite role that you played?
I right now it's older Allie because I only do the things that I really, really want to do. I only audition for things that I really want to do. Last year I was nurse in Romeo and Juliet, and I'm classically trained as an actress, so that was a dream come true. I mean, I remember taking my parents' Shakespeare books at 9 and like, kind of just taking them and putting them in my room and going, I want to do this. And so that was a dream come true. Older Allie, this has been a very reflective time for me because I've been in show business well over 55 years. And I started off as always being the youngest, and now to be at least the oldest female in this show. I can't get over my life and my career. When I was younger, my parents kept saying, stay in the moment. You're always going on to the next. You're always like, you get a job and then you're thinking about where the next one, you're gonna need to remember these things and to take them in and to realize it's not everywhere. And I was so busy chasing a life in the theater, I didn't realize I already had it.
Yeah.
And now there's something about this show that I'm like, I'm as old as I am, and I'm getting the best roles. When I was in my 20s, it was like, well, once you pass 30, and then it was like, once you pass 40, you know,
Yeah.
the roles dry up, and they do. This is the career I've always wanted, and especially the last 5 years. I got to do Caroline or Change on Broadway and play Caroline, and you know, it's been really amazing. And Older Allie is the most challenging role because of how I have to approach it. I'm on stage most of the time, but I'm not watching the story, I'm reliving it. So I'm never out of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's so
to you?
interesting you say that, because I was talking with friends after the show, and we said the hardest thing for you and for the actor who plays older Noah, you spend so much time on stage, not talking, but observing.
Yeah.
And that's an actor's job, but for those of us not in that world, it's like, God, I'd want to reach for my phone. I'd want to do something, and you're just enthralled in the moment.
Because it's not a TV show.
Right.
This has happened to her. She's trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
So I never can check out.
I
can never check out of it, because that story that the audience is watching, that's my life literally flashing in different ways.
Yeah.
And it's 3 different Allies. How
3 different actresses playing 3 different periods of time: younger Allie, middle Allie, and older Allie. That we are playing different ages.
Different ages of the same character. So some of the mannerisms and things of that nature have to like be similar, if not the same.
Day one, we happen to be on the same page. Wow. You know, when you're coming into a show, you don't know who you're going to work with. Well, I mean, sometimes you've worked with people before, but in this case, I hadn't worked with these young ladies and did not know what to expect. Was praying that we would be on the same page. Day one, right after the meet and greet, we all came to each other and went, we have to study each other's mannerisms and little idiosyncrasies, because certain things you do when you're younger, you do them all your life. And we didn't want the audience to see 3 separate actresses. We can't ever approach the show as this is my moment.
Right.
This is my part of it. We're one person.
Connected.
Yeah, we're very connected.
When I think of, I'm just looking at your list of shows, as you mentioned, Caroline or Change, but you've played Effie in Dreamgirls.
Yes.
You've played Lucy in Jacqueline Hyde.
Yes.
You were the first Black woman to play the narrator in Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
And
Lucy.
Yeah, and the first Black woman. But yeah, those 2 were big because it was, theater history, our history for our industry, and I was aware that was a big deal. You are, the weight of it is not lost on you. And I also, I did the role of the narrator on Broadway and on tour. I did the role of Effie on Broadway and on tour. So I got to really experience the dynamics of that with both. And there's just Michael Greif, who is the co-director with Shelley Williams. Michael Greif and Kevin McCullum, our main producer, we go back over 20 years because Michael directed me in Rent. I was the Seasons of Love soloist.
Oh, wow.
And I did the West Coast premiere. I was cast out of New York, but for the West Coast premiere, Neil Patrick Harris was our Mark, and Wilson Cruz was our Angel. And Michael and I have a working relationship that is incredible, and a friendship that is something that is one of the most important things to my life.
That's awesome.
We are very close, and he's very nurturing and encouraging. And this is a role that many people would not have seen me in.
Mm-hmm.
Michael doesn't just know me as a person, he really knows me as an actress. And I know he talks me up,
Yeah.
He hypes me up.
Hey, those are good people to be around, always.
Yeah, it's really
Man, you've sang some of my favorite key changes in songs from A New Life.
Yes.
Narrator has a couple great ones, obviously, and I'm telling you, I'm not going.
I'm telling you, and I am
Seasons of Love,
changing.
and I'm changing.
Has that really big. It's funny about I Am Telling You because I don't approach musicals from a song point of view. I always tell people, and it never changed, I'm an actress first. I'm an actress that I didn't realize I was going to have so many musicals in my career. I was very little with a voice I hadn't grown into yet, and that, you know, I got a lot of things that I auditioned for. But I don't ever approach musicals that way. So a lot of times people will say, well, all the time actually, I Am Telling You is the hardest song in the show, in Dreamgirls. For me, it was not the hardest. It was I Am Changing because of the nuance of it. I Am Telling You is very raw, and that is, it's not a difficult thing for me to get there in terms of acting. And it's more acting than singing.
Well, the focus on that, no, you're right. The focus on the acting side of things obviously allows for this role of Allie, because so much is told through your eyes, through the story, through the delivery of that. Is there a role, you mentioned, you know, the old trope of once you turn a certain age in this industry, the roles dry up.
Yeah.
I do feel like it's changing. I was able to just watch the great Audra McDonald in Gypsy, and obviously Mama Rose has been an eternal older played character, but just seeing the audience reaction to that, I'm seeing so many actresses age and now be glorified in a really cool way. Is there a role that you would really love to play still at this point in your career?
I really want to play Lady Macbeth.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You're Shakespeare through and through.
You know, it was such a thing with me as a child and as a teenager, and my career went in a direction that I love. It was unexpected because it wasn't something I was a natural singer because I never had lessons, but it didn't feel as natural to me as acting.
Yeah.
It never did. And people, because I am known for that, people are always surprised to hear me say that, but it is the truth.
At this point, you took a long break with acting for many years, but now that you're back, are you ready to stay? You didn't.
I didn't. Okay. There's a difference between
your credits.
I never.
And,
I never stopped. If you really think, I never stopped. But when I got married and we started a family, I was on the back burner. Gotcha. Ladies, it happens sometimes.
You're back on the front burner. Let's go.
So that's what it was. I was doing a lot of lower profile things, but I was on A Different World and played Angela. That's why I looked at CJ.
I remember it.
He was ready to pop right back in.
I did a lot of television, but I also did a lot of smaller theater pieces that didn't get, so. But now these are all like such high profile. It seems like I stopped completely, but I didn't.
Never stops. Never stops all the way.
I think I remember that episode. Angela, you are, because my wife and I just rewatched A Different World, start to finish, maybe a year and a half ago, two years ago.
The opera singer with the Gladys, it was the Gladys
The Gladys Knight. Okay, it is that episode where
she punks them. She punks Whitley and Jalisa because
what a good episode.
She's just so operatic, and then it turns out she can sing. And,
And so she takes over. Somebody's got to be Gladys, and they think Whitley and Jalisa, and we, the audience, think, okay, they're going to fight about this, and you just step in. I'll be Gladys, and you kill it. It's such a good episode.
Oh my God!
Didn't you recently go back and rewatch A Different World?
That's why it's so fresh on my mind.
It's a long time ago, and I have to say something because Dawn and I talk about this all the time. That episode was a long time ago. It is one of the favorite. It's Dawn's favorite episode, and she's done so many of them. But it's one of the favorite episodes of the fans, and we still get messages about.
Wow!
I am so shocked all the time. It keeps like going viral.
Well, I'll tell you something that probably doesn't go viral, and most people would probably not say it's their favorite thing they've ever seen you in. But my favorite musical of all time is A Chorus Line, and you got to be in the movie version of A Chorus Line. And I'm not gonna say
there was no lie told there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say that many people are waiting and going back and watching the mid '80s version of A Chorus Line.
Yeah.
But did they write that part for I mean, it was written for the movie because it's not in the show.
It was written for the movie because Sir Richard Attenborough, who directed it, felt that that Zach had to have an assistant that you could see. That was a decision that they made. Funny story about that. So I'm the only character that doesn't dance, and when I did Dreamgirls was after that, and Michael Bennett was still alive. I was the last Effie to have the entire creative team.
Oh, wow.
So I was directed by Michael Bennett. I was the last Effie directed by Michael Bennett. Michael Peters, who was like my godfather, who choreographed and shared the Tony Award with Michael Bennett. Theone V. Aldridge, who the most amazing costumes ever. So I came in rehearsal one day, and really thinking about that now, I'm like, Sharon, really? Why did you do? Came into Dreamgirls rehearsal with my chorus line jacket on, and Michael Bennett looks at me and goes, ugh, like that, and I'm like, you gave it away. I was like, you could. You're like, I thought it was a moment. It was very funny. I never wore that jacket again, because we used to have these show jackets. Like really heavy duty, amazing. They don't do that anymore, but it used to be kind of like you would be walking on Broadway and you'd see, oh, that person's in this show, and this is a crew member from this show. It used to be a great way to rep whatever show you were doing, and they kind of don't do that anymore. My chorus line jacket was amazing. So like that jacket today would cost about $500-600 easily, if not more. That's how well made it was. So I was just repping the fact
I just want to wear this really nice jacket.
Yeah, I'm not enough of a dancer to have been in the show of Chorus Line, and I was like, okay, I will not be wearing this jacket.
You've had such a impactful and event-filled career, and everything I read, and you've talked about it some here with us, is, I was the first black woman to do this, first black person to do this, first woman here. How's the industry doing right now from a diversity and inclusion standpoint, not just of race and ethnicity, but also age and gender as well?
Just opening up a can of worms on the same day that the Grizzlies won. CJ, you're gonna do me like that?
I'm sorry, I apologize.
You seem like such an effective person to talk on it.
Well, you know what it is? I am old enough to know a world before Instagram and Facebook and all of these things, and to know people who were legends without all of, think about that.
Yeah.
There was no easy path to I am famous on these platforms. And so I think what happens, and this is just my opinion, I think what happens is people feel that if they like a post, that is their activism for the day. I have supported you, I am your ally, I liked this post. And my parents and their parents and those people had skin in the game. And so it wasn't just, if I put a heart on this, I've done my part, or if I make a statement on my social media, I've done my part. They were in it. And I feel like sometimes people talk about change. I'm not saying that it hasn't progressed, but sometimes I look and go, it's 2025. No one of any race should be doing anything for the first time by now. I mean, really think about that. There is still, it's not just about I'm a black woman. It's about Asians and Hispanics and where you look and go, Native American, we have a person in one of our cast members, Grace, who's Native American, and I'm like, it's a big deal. Why is it a big deal? Yeah. They live here. Yeah. Think about that. Yeah. Why is it a big deal to have a Native American in your cast in America in 2025? So when you talk about what things are changing, you have to look at the boardrooms. When you're talking about corporations, who's in the boardroom? When you're talking about television, who's in the writers' rooms? Who are the writers? Who are the producers? That's where the change is made. It's not just about the actors that you see that surface. Who's signing the paychecks and who's making the paycheck? It's not as diverse as you might think, and also you can't weaponize the word diversity. And when you truly have equality, you will not need to use the word diversity.
I love that perspective. And that was a...
Seriously, thank you so much for answering. That was one of the most insightful, thoughtful critiques on any of the institutions that we have over here.
And it's
that's been said on this show.
Yeah, such a reminder that just because the star or the front-facing cast, it doesn't end there. It's all the way down from the costumers to producers to executive producers to theater owners, and it's going to take a lot more work. And I go back to something you said earlier, just your parents teaching you humanity through the arts. And that's what the arts are supposed to be for.
Yes, because this is the thing is, like, a lot of times when people do things, this was another thing my parents taught me, when people do things that everybody wants to be thought of as good. And I understand that. But when you do something, you shouldn't do it to get a pat on the back. If you should just be kind. I think that's why I talk about Memphis and the thing of going, a human just passed by you. It's okay to say hello. Yeah. It's okay to say good morning, because that's a living person there. And we don't have that everywhere, and I understand that we don't, but we certainly have to individually try to move toward that again. You have to start with what you're doing, and you don't have to broadcast it and go, look what I'm doing. I gave this person this job, look what I'm doing, and that's my good deed for the day. That's not what you're supposed to do. Just do it. Because, just do it, and let's start making a society where it's just the norm to be decent. Mm-hmm. And there are some places around the world that are like that. And it's okay to be that. You can't weaponize kindness. That doesn't make sense.
I think a perfect message to end on. We appreciate you so much.
Thank you very much.
This was just lovely. And
this was
your
great.
stories and how we end, it was just beautiful. You can see Sharon in The Notebook, the musical, at the Orpheum all week here in Memphis. You have to go see it. It rains. It's lovely. You'll cry. You'll do everything. You'll feel all the feels. Sharon, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
That'll do it for today's show. We will be back tomorrow. It will be a Grizzlies game day. Grizzlies-Lakers tomorrow here in Memphis. Lang Whitaker will join us. We'll get us all set up for the football weekend ahead, too. Have a wonderful rest of your Thursday. We'll see you later. Bye.